Hey everybody, hey Axel, Cinco de Mayo. You drinking tequila? Because I can tell you, we are going to be drinking tequila here. We're also going to have some Mexican dinner. It's Cinco de Mayo. What else are we going to cook, right? So today I'm going to show you how to make some taco meat. And you know, you could do it with ground beef, or you could take a little bit more time and use some nice chuck roast. Some peppers, different kinds, garlic, onions, some fresh oregano, some fire roasted diced tomatoes, and some pretty good red wine. Now you may think that Mexico is not known for their wine, and they really aren't, but actually if you go down to Ensenada sometime, you really must go down to this winery. They cannot export the wine for some reason, so you have to go down there and get it, but it's really marvelous. It's a fabulous red. So we're going to be cooking with that and probably drinking that. And we're going to do a tequila tasting a little bit later on too, so we'll let you in on that as well. First thing we're going to do is season and sear the meat. We want to brown it all the way around. It is going to go in the crock pot, so I'm starting this fairly early. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. We're not going to eat till later, but I do want to get this on the crock pot. Once you're done with the prep work, you're done. It's just going to cook all day and you can go about doing your Mexican thing, whatever it is you want to do. Okay, let's get started. I have oil in my pan and it is pretty hot. So we're going to do this in 2 batches. Now obviously, unless you're cooking for a crowd like I am, you're not going to use all this meat. But since I've got about probably 10 people coming over for dinner, I will cook and we'll eat whatever and the rest will just freeze. So we want to sear the meat, each side, just like that. You can leave it a couple minutes, just leave it alone until the meat caramelizes on the bottom and you can pick it right up and turn it over. So that's how we're going to sear the meat. Wow, getting pretty hot in there. I'm going to roast the peppers. Now I cut them and seed them when they're raw. Some other places will tell you to do it afterwards, but I find that this is an easier way to roast your peppers. I have them, I cut the stems, get the seeds off, and then I just make a slit right about there, and it flattens right up, and that way I don't have to turn them in the broiler. It just works perfectly. You can also roast them on the barbecue. You can roast them in a pan. Whatever is easiest for you, but this works best for me. Okay, see? We're going to put that in the broiler. I know it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, but this is really, really good wine. When your peppers have fairly blackened skin and they're blistered, just take them out and drop them right into a plastic bag. Fabulous. Can you see that? Seal the bag. What you want to do is steam them because the skins will peel right off when you do that. While your peppers are steaming in the bag, chop your onion, about like that, and mince your garlic. So we're going to put all of these together in the pan that we seared the meat. So we're getting that all ready to go. As soon as these are done, in about 5 minutes, we'll take them out and peel them off. I've taken my roasted peppers out of the steamy bag, one at a time. Okay. And this blackened skin is going to lift right off. You should, just like that, it just peels right off. So peel all of your peppers and then we're going to roughly chop them up. Be careful when you're touching the peppers. Wear gloves if you want, but if any of this gets on a cut or in your eyes, you will be very sorry because it's really burny. The heat is back on under the pan that I seared the meat. It's got some of the oil and some of the juices from the meat in here, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to put the sliced onions. Cook those up. I'm going to cook these until they brown. My onions are a nice brown color. I'm going to add the garlic and the peppers. Here, that goes in, and peppers. We're just going to cook this till the garlic gets fragrant. A couple minutes is all. Okay, look how pretty that is. I'm going to pour in the wine. Now for this much meat and ingredients, I'm going to use a cup, but you can have the recipe and then you'd only use a half a cup of the wine. Good, let it deglaze. There we go. There. We're going to cook this until the wine is reduced by about half. You see how nice and pink it is? We're going to let it turn a nice dark red, get a little bit syrupy. All right, can you see how the wine, look at how it's reduced. It's gotten just a tiny bit thicker and darker. So we're going to add the tomatoes. A little bit like that. There we go. Stir it up, let it come to a boil. Doesn't that look delicious? We are going to pour this over the meat in the crock pot and then we're just going to let it cook. So we will be back in a few hours when we're ready to shred the meat and make tacos out of them. In the meantime, hopefully I'll be showing you a few more things on what we're going to make today. All right. The roast is out of the crock pot and it is perfectly cooked. It's going to just come apart just with forks and my tongs here, and I'm going to take it and shred it up just like that. So when we're all done, we have absolutely fabulous taco meat. Shredded beef. That's about 4 or 5 pounds of roast. So we're going to set that aside for the tacos, and then all that beautiful liquids and solids that we cooked that in, the tomatoes, the onions, the peppers. I'm going to transfer that a little bit at a time into the food processor. I'm going to blend it all up. I'm going to cook it down to make a nice, fabulous, tasty sauce. If there's any more solids in here, I'm going to sorry. If there's any more solids, I'm going to strain them out of the liquid, blend them up and put them in the pan. I'm going to put the beef back in there so that we can get it all mixed up together. Because really, look how cute this is, right? We have little glasses full of water and all kinds of love. Look what we did here. We have, well, we covered them all in cellophane because we got flies like crazy. So we have cheese and we have cilantro and we have olives, and when we go down to Mexico, which we do pretty frequently, and we eat anything down there, we always get sliced radishes and sliced cucumbers with our tacos. So we've got that. We have pico de gallo, which I have showed you how to make earlier. We have sour cream, and there's still more to go. And chopped tomatoes, limes, and some Mexican cheese. So we're actually going to put all the food here, right here, and and look at this. Look, I made these little cupcakes the other night. So we have little margarita, and they are tequila lime cupcakes, and they're supposed to look like little margaritas. And they kind of do a little bit, I guess. Poor Axel never gets to see the dinner, okay? So, everybody, say Happy Cinco de Mayo to Axel. Yay! All right. And then the person who makes their first taco gets to show it to Axel.
So, Paul, would you lead the parade?
Oh, I get food this time?
Yes, would you? Paul gets to eat.
I thought you were gonna lead us in the Cinco de Mayo song.
Oh, okay, Cinco de Mayo is my favorite day. I don't know what else to say. Axel, I'm gonna kick your ass.
That was a good song.
Star Santa Claus.
Plant the trees, the man with the bony knees.
After your taco share.
I think taco.
Wait, you're talking about your big taco.
Taco.
So Axel, your taco, Lisa. What you got there? Okay. All right, everybody. Axel. I don't know what to tell you. It's crazy.
The thing is,
We love
it
ya.
hasn't even ending yet.